Natsu here. Hey, Natsu here. Today I'm going to do a new what if. It's going to be a part 0 of what if Deku was half angel from Dragon Ball. I will explain outright that this is basically um, this will be kind of like a mix of both My Hero Academia and some aspect of Dragon Ball. Basically a different reality where angels exist. The Zeno does not. They do not have the rule of not fighting in this one. They still are um they still are the trainers of the gods of destruction. But instead of being told to stay away from taking a side, it's more like they can just roam as much as they want and do whatever they want, except destroy just because they want to. That they still have to follow the rule of the god of destruction. But if they want, they can still have small lives with people and stuff like that when they're not assigned to one. There will be Saiyans, but the god of destruction of that universe decided to destroy them at some point because they were because in this universe, the Saiyans were divided. Some were perfectly good, trying to save the universe and protect people. Others were bad, and the God of Destruction didn't try to separate were rich, which ones were good, which ones were evil, and just destroyed them all. There are Namekians, but there won't be any Dragon Ball alert. There is a Guardian with a Watchtower and a Room of Spirit and Time, but the Kami is not an Namekian, it is a human. Okay, I think that should basically specify everything. So, there are two people who will have their DNA shambled a bit. Izuka, because Izuku is going to be a female in this one. So the name is What If Deku Was a Female Angel? So yeah, um, a male angel decided to come to Earth to basically see if the planet was good, bad, or how it was. See if the god of destruction had to come and destroy it. He saw that the god of destruction didn't have to, and decided to stay there for a while. While staying there, he met Inko and decided to have a life for a bit, for about 3 years. Inko became pregnant. He was called by someone, and even Inko heard what was happening, and he was told that he has to come back simply because. Tells Inko that he's really sorry they might never see each other again. He told Inko about him being from far away, and that the only reason he was able to stay here for now was because he was basically on vacation, kind of, but that the next time he has one will probably actually never come. So he might never see her again, nor um, their kids. Inko got. Sorry about that. Inko was understanding. The angel left. I'm not giving him a name because basically every time, well, I'm just going to give him the same thing of Hisashi. And so Izuka was born with white hair, um, silver eyes, but everything else is basically normal for a human. Secondly, there was a Saiyan on Earth for a certain amount of time, about 7 years. Near the end of those years, he had a daughter. The name of his daughter is Ochako Uraraka. Uraraka. She is a half Saiyan. She will not have her quirk of zero gravity. Her quirk will be called basically Saiyan. Because his dad, well, her dad, decided to say that that's the name of his quirk and blah blah blah. Just because, like for my Saiyan deku, I wasn't able to find any explanation or other way that her quirks could be called. So yeah, because this one I started talking with someone about yesterday to do it, or the day before that, in fact. I don't remember correctly. Um, but yeah, so they will not meet for a very long time. For Izuka, for her, basically, at at first she was pretty strong for a kid. Um, in Dragon Ball, the angels are the strongest species supposedly in the universe. Reason for that is that they're basically freaking old. Like, they've seen multiple gods of destruction, and gods of destruction stays with them for millennia at the time, sometime even longer than that. So they're old. They get stronger over time. So at some point, yeah, they're the strongest being. So Izuka, basically because of the half human DNA, started weaker. This is the reasoning I'm going to give to make her basically how strong I'm going to make her. For Ochako, she basically had the same trait as her father. She had a tail, and while he was on Earth, he was her dad was a hero, um, and he had special um, contacts made so that the rays of a full moon doesn't make him transforms. And Ochako basically has those in her eyes practically constantly, even during the day, just for if, because they never know. So, both of them were kids extremely strong. Oh, yeah, as well. When um, Izuka's dad left, he was actually called because he was told by the god of destruction that they needed to kill every Saiyan. When Ochako's dad left, it was basically because he was called back to the planet they were staying on, and he got destroyed by the god of destruction. We won't see any god of destruction or angels in this one. Ochako will get something that makes her special but that will come in later. For a while, we won't see any gods or angels come back to Earth. They will come back to Earth, but for now, they won't. So, for a good amount of time, Ochaku was basically just training, becoming stronger, wanted to help at her mother's construction company. The same problem with not a lot of money and her mother not wanting her to actually work instead of both her parents since her dad's dead. So she couldn't help, blah blah blah. Has the same financial problems, but her strength, basically over time, since she knew that her dad could fly, throw key blast and stuff like that, um, over time she learned to do those. So, yeah, for well, basically the explanation, the strength that she's going to have, at the start of the anime, not when Yui starts, because it's going to come back later, but at the start of the anime, her strength is about, I would say, over, over Mirio in speed, because he is fast, but not as fast as Ira. Way slower actually, but still pretty fast. In terms of strength, she basically has access before the 10 months of training that Izuka is going to do. She would have access to about 5% of One For All without any problems, and go further than that. So now we go for Izuka. At the age of 4, for some reason she learned that she was able to fly, basically doing it without knowing how she was doing it, but still able to fly pretty well. They knew from birth that she had her dad's quirk, since they still think it's a quirk. Bakugo got his quirk, he tried to fight with Izuka a lot, simply because of his personality, was being demolished because she was strong. Near about age 7, for the first time she used a Ki Blast. And a strong one at that. Basically what was happening was that, um, let's say a dog was attacked, well they were in a park and a dog basically came running and tried to attack another kid. The parent was scared, the kid was scared, and Izuka just wanted to protect it. And the Ki Blast kind of, well, no, let's not say a dog. Let's say the park was close to a forest where there were wild animal and it was a wolf. She basically disintegrated it, like reduced to ashes with the strength it had. After that, her mom explained that her that Izuka's dad was extremely strong. He could fly. He was able to send ki blasts. He had a staff that let him do a lot of things. Basically, just saying that because because her dad basically used it once to basically show the earth from afar, basically, because anything else that she saw was the amount of strength, stamina, and speed that he had, and that was basically it. She didn't know a lot about his ability at all. So Izuka decided that she was going to try and be as strong as him, and decided to train a lot. So from age 7 to age 13 or 14, or whenever the start of the anime is, she trained to a point of having the same strength as All Might. And I mean blow for blow the same strength as him. She was able to fly about 2 times the speed of sound, because angels can go multiple times the speed of light, since they traverse the entire universe in like 40 minutes, when that would be multiple light years, so they're fast. And pretty much physical attack do harm her, but yeah, try again. So at the start of the anime, basically when the teacher tell about UA, nobody laughs at Izuka for a good reason. Oh yeah, also her quirk is called Angel, and multiple people called her that because that's what her dad decided to call it. Just basically told the name of of his species and just kind of left it at that. Said that someone else decided the name for him, not his fault, and yeah, so yeah. For the sludge villain attack, Izuka didn't even pass by that boy part. She went by the normal way back home. All Might was able to stop the sludge villain, but later faced another. Well, no, someone else passed by that way, and it was Ochako, because let's say her mom asked her to go grab something and she needed to pass by that way. These large villains attacked her. She tried to fly away and use Ki Blast. It was harming it, but All Might was still the one to deal the final blow. All Might decided to train her to give her one for all, and for the next 10 months, she trained with All Might. During the 10 months of training, Ochako basically showed that she was extremely strong. All Might gave her one for all about a month before the UA entrance exam, and she was able to use about 20% of it by the start, well, by the day the UA entrance exam could happen. For Izuka, the training she did was basically to increase her strength. She saw already that during her training that she was strong and decided to limit her capacity, doing exactly like they do in the Dragon Ball, which is reduce their power level, which makes them weaker. She is able to do that. Ochako isn't for now, but will later. And so both of them go to UA. Oh yeah, also Izuka basically tripled in strength, so 3 times All Might, but limits her power to about the same strength as All Might. She basically tried to learn everything she could about energy and stuff like that. And let's say she asked a hero who, well, at some point, a hero, let's say, could control energy kind of like what Izuka could. It was different, but still kind of in the same way, using her life energy or ki. She found the hero at some point after she arrested someone, asked her about her power, and that hero said, yeah, restrain it with those basically special, um, bracelets, gauntlets, yeah, gauntlets that she basically explained to Izuka that they kind of absorbs the excess energy and stores it inside. So when she needs more energy, she can just kind of release some and her body kind of reabsorb it. Izuka explained that she kind of has the same type of quirk and that her power kind of is becoming way too strong. And the hero basically asked her where she lived, well, if she had time, brought her to the person who was making them for the hero, and basically the guy that was making them was told by the hero that if it was possible to make some more that were extremely powerful, because Izumi told the name of her dad, and the hero got why, because he was honored for about 3 years. Didn't take a side, but did show his power like multiple times protecting Inko, but never wanting to be a hero, which a lot of people know about him. All Might knows about him, so the guy basically made bracelets that could reduce her strength by a lot. Basically, by reducing it, dividing it by three. And she has two gauntlets and two bracelets. The bracelets go on her legs basically, and she can't really remove them unless she or sits or lift up her leg. So those kind of always stay there. And gauntlets, well, are not at all like Bakugo's gauntlets. They're basically like this, um, but made of machinery and tech, and basically having like a special dial that you can turn to basically release energy. That's basically how the gauntlets look. They aren't really aesthetic, but the hero kind of gave her those just because, well, she kind of needs them. Each of them can reduce her strength by about all might level. With those two, she basically reduced them. She almost never had them activated. Well, no, she always had them activated. The one on her legs are activated, but basically she set them so that that's the power level she can have at all times. So when she outmatched her power level, then the others, the bracelets start absorbing energy to make sure she stays at that power. So later she's going to change it, but yeah. So first day of UA. Well, not first day, but UA entrance exam. Both of them arrive kind of like 2 or 3 minutes interval. When, well, Ochako arrived first and started talking with someone that was kind of on the side while everyone was going in, and then Izuka arrived. While going in, both her and Ochako, which were able to sense energy by this point and sense the energy of everyone, during the 10 months of training, Izuka did meet All Might once. Well, basically saw him do hero work actually. So she sensed his energy. as well as kind of being able to see it when it comes to Izuka, but just kind of like a faint glimmer on them. Because humans don't have that much ki in them. They do have some, but nah. And both Ochako and Izuka felt a weird, a weirdly large amount of it. So unconsciously, they both kind of got closer together, bumped into each other, and kind of looked at each other weird a bit, and at the same time asked, "Why do you have so much energy?" Which both of them were kind of surprised by the question. And then Ochako, before Izuka was able to respond anything, asked back again, "How do you have so much?" Which Izuka basically said, "The energy you're sensing isn't even the most that I can use." Which Ochako basically says, "Yeah, me neither. I'm actually suppressing my power." Mhm. Well, no, Ochako doesn't know about that. So she's fully wild. It's Izuka that basically says I'm suppressing my power, with Ochako being surprised a bit, and then Izuka asks her, "Why does your energy feel like All Might's?" Which Ochako kind of becomes a bit more on the defensive and says, "For no reason, we probably have a quirk that is close to each other, with which Izuka basically doesn't buy at all. Basically saying your quirk is basically that you look like a monkey and have a lot of energy. He has a lot of energy and can send blast of winds, as well as being strong. How would your quirk be close to each other? Which Ochako says, "Well, I'm extremely strong. I do have a lot of. I can send air blast when I punch, and I do have a lot of energy, right?" Which, when she says that, Izuka kind of reacts like, "If you put it that way, okay, yeah, they do sound close." So both of them go inside. They do the written exam, and Ochako did the exact same, while Izuka basically got a straight A. After that, they went to the assembly. The same thing with Ida happened, except that he only talked about the robot. And then they go for the um, against the robots. This time, Ochako is the one that tries to go near Izuka, with Ida blocking her, saying that she's going to bring to make it harder to concentrate. And then Izuka kind of goes near Ida and says, "No, she's not bothering. I was actually looking for her." Which kind of shuts Ida a bit. While looking around, they do sense another strong key energy, but it's far away. In that, in one of the other cities. So, when President Mike starts counting, both of them says, "Let's make it a competition to see who gets the more points." So yeah, Izuka, Ochako won't be stuck on the rubble for the robot. Someone else's, but yeah. So when President Mike's screams go, both of them runs, well, with Izuka basically being suppressed and only being able to go as fast as All Might, goes a lot faster than Ochako, while Ochako uses 5% of One for All at full cowling, basically using it like her key, so she didn't have any problem with that. And she can go all the way up to 20%. She always has 5% activated on her, so she just increased it to 20 and started running, well, flying next to Izuka, which they were faster than Ida. Both of them started throwing Ki Blast, breaking robots, kicking, punching, and breaking them a lot faster. Because, like I said, the angels in this universe don't follow the same rule as in Dragon Ball. If they want, they can fight. The only things they cannot do is choose a side. If, let's say, on a planet, you see evil and you see good, they normally cannot choose a side unless they're raised in a specific environment that kind of makes them want to go that way, or if they don't even know that they aren't supposed to do that. They won't be erased if they break the rule. It is just seen as bad, normally. The other angels and the Destroyer knows about Izuka and don't really care about that. Even a I'm going to call it Grand Priest, but it's not the same as in Dragon Ball. He is the one that made the rule, and he just decided that okay, yeah, for her, it won't really matter. She's basically just going to be a protector for that planet. She's going to be on the good side. We don't care. We won't touch that planet. So yeah, for her, basically, she's exempt from everything. Since she doesn't even know she doesn't need to, that she can go in space and breathe there. Just like she can be underwater and don't have any problem with that. But yeah. So both Ochako and Izuka breaks a lot of robots, help people sometime when something's about to happen, and then the 0 pointer comes out. Neither of them is stuck. Actually, nobody is in this one. They just both see it and decide to send the biggest key blast they can. Each of them, over time, during their training, came up with an attack that kind of resembles the Kamehameha, and I'm just going. Well, no, Ochako came up with an attack kind of like that and decided to kind of name it that, since Kamehameha is Turtle Way, if I remember correctly. And she basically came up with the attack, and she was close to turtles, and just decided to kind of name it that way. For Izuka, she came up with a blast kind of the same way, but she doesn't actually name her attack, so it's basically two Kamehameha waves, both at once, and basically goes straight through the robot, breaking it completely. Like, there's not even a piece of it left. Some people praises them for being able to do that. Some hero starts thinking, wait, did they know each other? They seem to have the same movesets. Which, after a bit, while going away, Ira came up behind them saying that he was sorry for bothering them, and then he asked Izumi about the gauntlets. Since Ochako didn't ask about them, but Iro asked her if it was what she was using to control her quirk, which Izuka said no, it's actually limiters, so that I don't go overboard with my quirk. Actually, I reduce my power by my own, but I also use those. I also have bracelet on my legs to make sure that I don't go overboard, which does impress Chakos, and she does sense Izumi's energy, as well as the other being that had a lot of ki emanating from him that have the same thing. He sensed both of them and was walking toward them when he heard that, and he decided to go away. Yes, a he. So yeah, I'm going to end it here. Um, we will learn about this mysterious male character in the next part. If you want to try and guess what it is, what quirk it could have, or something like that, you can try. Um, so yeah, this was part one of What If Deku Was a Female Half Angel. Hope you liked it. Natsu out. Yeah, Natsu. Oh, come on. Okay, Natsu out.